Welcome to Papa Bear Peppers, and this is Harold, and I'm just doing kind of a quick grow update. I'll start off with, here's a couple of last seedlings that I'm pushing through, and I'm about to be done with it. I've got a surprise seedling coming up right there. I think you can see it right there. So I'm just about done with pushing seedlings. These are the Gator jigsaws, uh, chocolate bootla, chocolate champions, and over here this little group. See, there's my chocolate champions. I'm about to transplant them, and yes, I do transplant them when they've got leaves just like that. I don't wait. Seems that they grow a little quicker and push a little faster. Uh, Doing some experimenting too. You see the yellowing on the leaves like that, and that's why you see this hydrogen peroxide here. And on some of these, I'm trying an experiment like this one. It'll say hydrogen peroxide somewhere on the side here, like that. It lets me know that I've applied hydrogen peroxide in there. I've done the standard things, and I've applied my CalMag and everything, and I see that yellowing on the top. So I'm just going to see if it's an uptake issue, and that'll soon be determined, And I know these lights push. These are my Spider Farmer lights, and I know that they really push the that growth, and I've been heard that they will draw a lot of your CalMag or your calcium out of your plants, so you got to make sure you give it plenty. But anyway, so I'm playing with that a little bit, and here's a couple over here. I've got my BTRs there. They're starting to really do well. Naga Dragon from Brian Seal. Oh, there's some cool ones here too. This is a Podzilla also from Brian Seal. Really cool purple leaves, and there's another one right there. But a lot of Reapers in here. Death Spirals. My Red Reaper X over there that I did a review on one time. Chocolate Carbarugas. That one there is a Naga Viper right there. Naga E strains that I got from Ian Stewart, and I've just been pushing the growth on them. They've actually done really well, taking off. I've got some that are really going. My chocolate Marugas. There's some of my big ones over there that they made it through that frost. A couple of chocolate Carbarugas, Reapers. These are actually all but the ones in the little red cups. They've been topped, so they're starting to work on their second growth. They're doing really well. So I put this plank over here, and I'm going to put a little supplemental light over here, and it's going to hang up in here so that I get that, just a little SANSI 60 watt. Just something to keep light on it for my supplemental lighting. I've got my Spider Farmer 2000 or 1000, SF 1000 over here, and that's what I keep on the seedlings, and a couple of my extra ones over here. There's a Wall 7, one of Butch Taylor's. Nagi strain, there's another one over there. 7-Pot Browns, Chocolate Armageddons, Trinidad Scorpion Butch Tea. Oh man, yeah, the list goes on and on, folks. I've got a lot of them, but I do get a lot of my Reapers, and that was actually the Reapers. Let's see, there's one right over in the back there. And a bunch of them are in here. They're mixed throughout. I got a lot of them going this year. Come from a strain that I had got when Ed Curry gifted me some plants, and I continue to grow from that strain because they seem to produce a lot of good peppers. A lot of the peppers are true to form, things like that. So I keep growing them. Matthew Arthur's Warty X's. I got some really good ones in here. As a matter of fact, this one here is a Wartrix, and it's really starting to take off. Couple of them over here. That's what I'm playing with. They're actually scattered throughout here. There's a good, what I was talking about. Some of the Naga East strains have really taken off. Some good wall sevens in here. Yeah, a good mix of peppers in here. So, oh, there's a Carbaruga yellow right back there, I believe. It's either the, I know I've got one good Carbaruga yellow going in here, and it's really taken off. Again, the death spirals, all kinds. So, just figured I'd show you. Here's my, like I said, here's my big ones. Oh, I got some other stuff here. Here's just for giggles and grins. I got some of my sweet, cute, burpless cucumbers. I had to get this one because I don't know what my seeds are doing. Got some beets growing down in this one for right now, and that's just for the time being. So I figured I'd grow some beets down there. Got some spinach in this one, and my maters are up here. These are actually San Marzanos from, and I got the seeds when I was in Italy from Mount Vesuvius, so they're special to me, and really they're taking off well. I'm gonna have some good, the San Marzanos are really good for doing your pastas or your sauces and things. And I got my kale over here. I've got some really good starch right here on my broccoli, my romaine lettuce going back there. So yeah, I do all kinds of everything. And my spinach tray up over there. So yeah, figured I'd show you all around, and it's starting to really come along. I'm gonna put some more planks over here, more than likely, and right over there is my oh gosh, what is that? That's I think that's my oh gosh, having a brain dump right there. So we're gonna go over and look. I want to say it's chives, but I can't guarantee it. Yep, it's chives. So I got some chives going there because, you know, you can grow chives in a pot like that and they'll be fine. You'll have plenty. So just got to water it and let them go, man. They'll take off. Those little overwinters there were pre the heat. These water tanks in here, they're actually a my rain barrels, but I put water heaters in them, and I've got one there, and pardon my mess over here, my bug zapper, but got one here, and I got one over here with my chocolate champion. She's coming back really strong, so doing really good. This is an overwinter, so this is actually a 2-year-old coming back from last year and doing starting to come on now. The leaves are really starting to fill in, and I think every now and again I look and I thought I saw actual bud coming up off of one of them, a little node. So yeah, we'll see what happens. But anyway, I figured I'd show everybody off my grow. This is for oh gosh, what is it? April 7th now. And you know, this is what I'm doing in here. And that powder you see on there, that's actually for the slugs. I want to make sure I didn't get no slugs. But I will point one thing out that I've been really impressed with and this is basically an indoor grow. Okay, let's face that, right? And yes, I'm in my greenhouse because I'm focusing all my heat in here, and my lights and everything else. And actually what I do is I have these lights running, and once the sun starts over here coming around, then these lights are going to go out, and then I'll get my sunlight, my supplemental sunlight. So what I'm doing is supplementing light that I'm not getting yet. As time goes on, the sun gets higher, I get a lot more sun. I'll get 6-7 hours of sunlight in here anyway. So what I'm doing is just supplementing now. I'm got the plants, I want them into summertime. But back to my point, I started using, as you guys know, a lot more vermiculite this year. And one thing I'll notice that for this indoor growing, we've all had, what's our biggest nemesis with pepper plants, right? It's you talk about aphids. They come out of nowhere, right? And I've noticed using the vermiculite, and I don't know if it's coincidental or what, because by all technical terms, you figure if I'm using my worm castings in my soil, along with my peat sphagnum and my cocoa core, those are a lot of times, and you can see on a lot of times people recommend like to pour boiling water through your substrates like that, and that'll kill off any eggs or anything else that you might find in your soil. Well, on none of these plants, none of them, do I have any aphids. Knock on wood, but and even this plant over here, I have no aphids on it. And this one I use a lot of the, I'm using a good portion of my vermiculite in there too. If that's a coincidence or what it is, but since I started using vermiculite, I haven't had any aphids. And that's not to say that you won't. It depends on if you're bringing in outdoor soil, but I got a bale of the peat sphagnum from Black Gold, and I got a bag of, and I use the blocks of the cocoa core, or I've got my big bag from of cocoa core, that's just core. But I haven't had any aphid issues, and that's bringing in worm castings and everything, and none of these. Even the seedlings, I've got vermiculite in there. And I had read somewhere, and I don't know what the correlation is, but it seems to have had an effect, a positive effect, that I haven't had any aphid issues this year. It's really weird. I don't know if that's happening with everybody, but if it's a year that the aphids are not. But I look at my plants all the time to make sure, and we all do. But I look at them all the time, make sure I'm not getting an aphid infestation, because you got to get it as soon as it happens. I haven't had an issue this year. So temperature inside the greenhouse, it was 31 degrees last night. Literally, it was freezing out. And I'm at 65 with 47% humidity. Here soon, I go ahead and I turn the heater off and I just let things run. Well, moving on, I've been doing a lot of feeding. The hydrogen peroxide, by the way, when I do that, I'm literally up to here with water, straight water, and then I come right up to here with hydrogen peroxide. So it's not a very heavy mix. But one thing hydrogen peroxide does too is if it gets into your soil, it will actually kill any eggs that you may have. So it works as an inoculant, and I'm talking about the aphids. So this one's been, I'm just going ahead and setting it in here and letting it take up that hydrogen peroxide water mix. And my thoughts, the byproduct of that too is that, what is HO2O? It's hydrogen and oxygen. So it's going to turn into water, and then it's going to turn into oxygen-rich soil. So that always has a good benefit to it. So this is Harold, and I'm here with Papa Bear Peppers. Y'all have a great day and keep growing.